Oh, hey YouTube, what's really good? My name is Intimidate, your coach of the South Texas Sableyes, and this is going to be your week 1 match for the NPA, the National Pokemon Association. Now, if you do not know why we are in the NPA randomly and why we're just uploading week 1 and you just have no clue why this is happening, there's a link in the description down below. It goes to an update video that I think was a banger, as much of a banger as an update video can be, but it explains the situation. To make a not so long story, probably longer than it needs to be, a coach had to drop. I inherited their team when I was asked to step up and take their slot. I'm using the exact same team they drafted for week 1, even though it's nowhere close to my playstyle. And our week 1 opponent is John, aka Pokemon of the New Orleans Pelippers, who I think has a monstrous matchup against the team I inherited. Now, I'm not going to go over the entire team right now. I will talk a little bit about the team I brought, but I will have a draft breakdown video sort of detailing the team I inherited and the changes I made to it. Week 2 will go up next weekend, and then everything should be normal after that. It should be noted that you draft 11 Pokemon, I changed I think 6 of them, so look forward to the video. It should go up tomorrow. This weekend's going to be really crazy with uploads because I'm uploading this today. I think I'm uploading 2 other battles today. I have to record this team breakdown video and hopefully get it up tomorrow, along with I think another battle. And I have to record one other battle this weekend. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be a bananas weekend. I promise I won't normally post 17 videos on a weekend, but if you want, you can watch them all. Also, I'm assuming there are gonna be new people here coming over from the various NPA channels. I just want to say welcome. My name's Vivicolor. Hi, I play Pokemon on the internet. I'm also a high school teacher, and my name's Josh. Those are the fun facts about me. But let's not care about that right now because it doesn't matter. Let's get into this and battle John. Before we start talking about the teams, I just want to go ahead and say that this is a post-commentary battle. I'm sure you can tell that by now. I normally don't do post-coms. I've been doing them lately because I was having internet issues and it frustrated me to no ends to DC from a battle and then be recording a battle and then get like 30 minutes into it and then the recording is dead because my internet decided to break. Now I think I've worked through that. So I've been doing post-coms, and this one specifically, I got home at like 10 p.m. I wasn't ready until I think 10:40. We battled very late. I was tired. I just wanted to be able to focus on it. So just know all my battles won't be post-coms. Some of them might when I'm sort of like constrained for time because post-comming just takes exponentially less time, I believe. But normally I like to do them live. So that's my little spiel on this. Now, if you like post-coms, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, let's talk about teams. So this week, out of John's monstrous team, he decided to bring Cofagrigus, Skarmory, Megalodios, which I was incredibly terrified of as soon as I saw he had it because 1, it hits like a truck. 2, it takes hits like, I don't know, something that takes hits really well, not me. And 3, it has a really easy time setting up. He also brought the Absol, which just basically says, hey, Mega Alakazam, do you have Dazzling Gleam? If not, you're gonna die. Did I say Mega Absol? It's not a Mega Absol. I don't know if I said that. I might have not have done that. That wasn't the proper way to say that sentence at all. Ha! Moving on. Conkeldurr, which was really good against my team because we had Stack Attacka and Tyranitar, so just a bunch of 4x weaknesses to fighting types. Like, I ran a calc and just Mach Punch from a Guts conch that's burned. And I don't even think it's like fully attack invested, did 200 and something % to Tyranitar. So the more you know. And also the Primarina. So this week on my team, I decided to bring a Life Orb Druddigon that was really just trying to, I was really just trying to get the Skarm and the Prim with it. The Druddigon had Substitute, so hopefully predicting a switch to sub up. Stealth Rock for any free turns that I might have. Thunder Punch, which is how I was getting said Skarm and Primarina, and then Dragon Claw, because Dragon Claw actually one-shots the Latios, which I didn't have many Pokemon that did that at all. I think Druddigon and Tyranitar were the only 2. I also brought Volcanion as sort of like a bulky special attacker. Its real purpose here is to sort of just come in and click Steam Eruption on things and then Toxic the Mega Latios if the Mega Latios decides to switch in on me. I brought the Mega Alakazam, which can be a late game cleaner. I think the set was specifically Substitute, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Psychic. So nothing super special or fancy. I brought Tyranitar, which was choice banded. A choice band Stone Edge from Tyranitar has an 80% chance to 2-hit KO fully defensive vested Skarmory, which is why I brought it, because Skarmory just in general, John's whole team is like really solid bulky offense, but Skarmory and specifically Megaladios were the two things that I was terrified of, because one can take all of the physical hits and one can take all of the special hits. So just having Tyranitar to sort of break through that, I thought would be really important. The rest of the set was Crunch, Pursuit, and I think Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail was going to be really good if he brought his Mudstail, because it did something like 70% before the defense raise. We bought Grand Bull, which is really kind of this weird support mon. It's just full attack, full defense. It has Play Rough and Super Fang or Hyper Fang or cut your HP in half Fang, Thunder Wave, and Heal Bell. I just needed some way to heal up, and it should have come in a lot more useful than it did, but I'm dumb. And also Tangrowth with an Assault Vest and Regenerators so that we can come in and take hits and then switch out and gain our health back, and just a variety of moves. I think it's Giga Drain, knockoff, Earthquake, Poison Jab, which the Poison Jab really didn't make sense in hindsight because it was really for the Primarina. I think the idea was I could Poison Jab on a predicted switch to the Primarina because it had a 30% chance to poison. It did, I think, 5% less than Giga Drain, but with a 30% chance to poison, it would end up doing more and also sort of put the Primarina on a clock. I also was just assuming that just predicting switches and trying to get a poison might be nice. That being said, let's just get into this week's battle and we'll talk about it as it's happening, because that's what you do in these here post-com things. I'm gonna go ahead and click play. All right, I'll see you there. We're here. You know, John's got on the nice, I don't even know what clothes that is. I don't know any of the clothes. Do you get the name? Dungeons and Dredigans? You should. I thought it was funny. So John's gonna lead his King Tut here, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna Will-O-Wisp, easy. Click substitute. That's why we brought it. We're outplaying him from turn one. And then I completely spaced on the fact that this thing gets Toxic Spikes. And once this happened, I realized, yeah, you didn't bring removal this week, you're done. Like, realistically, I was so optimistic going into this because I was just like, yeah, Dredigan's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good, right? No, I let him get Toxic Spikes up turn one and I have no removal. And my entire team is susceptible to this. Like, I did not have a poison type to absorb them. I did not have removal. We get our Stealth Rocks up, and now I'm just like, all right, cool. He's got his rocks up and Toxic Spikes, but I'm gonna chunk this bird. But then I see he goes faster than me. Now see, I put an amount of speed EVs into the Strutigan to outspeed minimum speed Skarmory, and realistically I probably just should have put it all into speed because I needed to outspeed this thing. I don't know how much speed the Skarmory has, but seeing as he outspeeds me, you're about to see we get in sort of like a situation where he can just click Roost, lose the flying type, lose the weakness to Thunder Punch, and then now I'm just stuck like doing Thunder Punches for instead of 60-70%, like maybe 30-40%, something like that. See, watch this damage as compared to the last Thunder Punch. And at first I was like, I didn't know it was that big of a roll, because I thought, I was like, okay, Roost, it doesn't matter, like I'm gonna beat you in the damage race. And then I realized, okay, yeah, so when you Roost, you lose the flying type, and I'm an idiot. I knew that. I don't know. I wish I had Earthquake on this thing at this point, because it would have done a ton of damage. I don't know why I brought Stealth Rocks instead of Earthquake. I realistically could have just brought Earthquake in the last slot, or just anything really, and made Dredigan probably a little bit more impactful. So anyways, we're getting to a situation where I'm like, okay, I guess I could stall out his Roost, but as you see, he withdraws here, and he's gonna go right back out into the King Tut. And at this point, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna lose my Sheer Force, which means I'm gonna be doing a lot less damage. So let's gauge how much damage his Thunder Punch does. All right, watch, we're gauging. That's a decent amount, considering Cofagrigus is a monster, but then we lose Sheer Force, we inherit Mummy, and I'm like, okay, I have the Dragon Claw at stab, we'll still get the Life Orb boost, we can do the damages, so we're gonna stay in, we're gonna go for the Dragon Claw, and it just, the plays were not really there. Like, I don't know why I made these lines the way I did. So now we're taking Life Orb damage. We lose our substitute to a Shadow Ball, when realistically I probably just could have switched out into a Tyranitar. I could have switched out into literally anything. I would have got poisoned and taken rocks damage, but so many of my Pokemon were good against Cofagrigus that it didn't matter. Okay, so I go for Thunder Punch, expecting him to go out into Skarmory to preserve this thing. Doesn't work out in my favor. So now we're gonna take another Shadow Ball, and I know that after the next attack, we're just dropping to Life Orb. And we're not necessarily dropping to Life Orb, I think we live at 4 HP. The crit super didn't matter. I don't know why. I could have gone for the Dragon Claw and just taken this thing out, and the Dredigan still would have been at a reasonable amount of health. It still would have been at 50 some odd %, right? Now he goes out into his LaCroix, or LaCroix. I don't know how you pronounce this thing at all. And I just know I have to let my Drudigan drop. So we're gonna let the Drudigan drop here. And then I'm like, okay, cool. What's my answer to this thing? Now, I brought Sludge Wave on the Volcanion, which is what I go out into here. And I'm just like, okay, I can go for Sludge Wave. But what if he just switches into Latios and tries to take a special attack? So I make probably the worst play I could have made, and I'm like, all right, let's click Toxic. When clearly, if I switch this thing in, I'm going for either Z Solar Beam or Sludge Wave. And he switches into his Steel type, just negates the Toxic. Doesn't matter. I could have gone for like the best predicted Fire Blast there. And I was talking to myself saying this, and I didn't pull the trigger on it. That should be the definition of this battle, is I didn't pull the trigger on it. Also, I didn't bring removal. Like, it's not looking fantastic because we're down one of our wall breakers. My entire team's gonna get toxic as they switch in. Most of his team is at infinity health or can recover health. And then to top it all off, instead of making another reading, going for the Sludge Wave this time, knowing he had to switch his Skarmory out or die to a Fire Blast, I just clicked Fire Blast again instead of making a read. So we're playing really well. We're making a really good showing week 1 of the NPA, but hey, you know, I didn't draft this team. I'm like, I know people have been telling me that, to be fair. People have been like, yo, you didn't draft this team. Don't beat yourself up. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. And I was like, all right, I prepped really good for week 1. I can't believe I let Toxic Spikes slip my memory or my mental process. So anyways, we have to go out here into the Creeper because at this point, Volcanion is not going to be doing much. We're also getting worn down by Toxic. So we go out into Creeper. He goes out into Excalibur. I go for the knockoff. It does a decent amount. So we get rid of the leftovers, which means the Excalibur will at least not have its passive recovery, but we know this thing has Roost, so it's still here for the long haul. We switch out. We go into Listen, the Alakazam. Now, this is also somewhere where I had a misstep. This is like the best showing for week 1. I didn't give normal Alakazam Magic Guard, so we immediately took damage from the Toxic Spikes, from getting poisoned, and we also took damage from the Stealth Rock. It doesn't really come back to matter all that much, but it's just damage we could have saved by giving our Alakazam Magic Guard. Easy fix. So we're gonna Mega Evolve here. And I honestly have no clue why I went out into Mega Alakazam. I just know Skarmory doesn't have the best special defense. So I was like, okay, I can go out and hit this thing with the Shadow Ball and it'll be great, right? It ended up not being the best. It ended up not being the best, as you can see here. Well, okay, timeout. I sub up because I kind of predict him to switch. Instead, he just stays in and goes for Roost, gets all the way back up to full. Now is the next turn. See, I'm doing this off the cuff, if you can't tell. I'm trying to post-com, you know, in a way where I'm like, I'm watching the video with you, reacting to it together. This is basically like a reaction channel now. I react to my own battles. So now I'm gonna stay in and go for the Shadow Ball. It doesn't do that much, as you can tell. Obviously, probably could have ran a calc. Let that be the title of the video. Bring removal. Probably could have ran a calc, and you didn't pull the trigger on that. That's the title of this video. It's really not, because it's way too many words. So we get Whirlwind out into this thing. This thing is really bad here, but I do have the Hyper Fang or the Super Fang, the whatever Fang cuts your HP in half. I have that, so I'm like, okay, we can chunk the Skarmory that way. But realistically, my entire team's poisoned, and also clicking Heal Bell doesn't matter because I click Heal Bell, and then what happens? They get poisoned upon re-entry. I just blew your mind with that knowledge. So we're gonna get Whirlwinded out, and right now we're getting like the work put to us, like the whole like, oh yeah, I can set up hazards and then Whirlwind you in and out. I've played Gen 4. I know the deal. I think it was Gen 4 that Skarmory set was really popular. The moral of the story is, I know how it goes. You just want to set up hazards. So I went into this thing. I knew that Stone Edge would kill from this range. It didn't matter because we missed our Stone Edge. I don't know why I didn't go for Crunch. Crunch would have also killed. In my defense, he could have switched into Conkeldurr, which resists both of those things anyway, so I guess I should have went for Aqua Tail. I don't know why I clicked Stone Edge. So I stay and I click Stone Edge again. We end up snagging a crit to take down the Excalibur, and I was like, in my head, as this was happening, I was like, okay. Like, you know that meme where the equations are running in front of the girl's face? I was like, how do I turn this around into momentum to win the game? Then he switched out to Conkeldurr, and I was like, oh yeah! Yeah, that's great. So then I make the most obvious play in North America, and I switch directly out into my Grand Bull. Could have stayed in, because he just gets off the clutchest. I mean, it really, like, it was like, don't get me wrong. I was playing pretty predictably, and John was playing really tight. He was making the reads. He goes for, what is this, the poison jab or the gunk shot? Either way, he goes for the poison type attack. I think it was poison jab, right? And I'm just like, yep, we're done here. And then I was like, okay, so we're both base 45. I have 0 speed investment. Maybe he also has 0 speed investment, and then I can get a play rough off on him. That's my line. I'm also just like, I don't think switching out to anything is great for me here. So I stay in. He shows that he has speed investment. We drop, and now I'm in a place in life where I'm like, okay, it's cool. You know, we've lost Dread again. We've lost the Grand Bull, who is here to check a few Pokemon. He did a lot of work. We go back out into listen, and I'm like, okay, I can predict him to switch here, so I could go for Psychic, but if he switches, then I should probably not go for Psychic. So I was hoping against hope that he would switch out into Latias. I don't know why I thought that would ever be a thing. When he has the Absol on deck, obviously, like the Absol was always going to come out. So we go for Shadow Ball, really hoping the Latias switches in to eat the Psychic, but that just doesn't make sense as a play. So the Absol takes like negative damage from this thing. I think it actually, like, it looks like damage is done to it, but I think it actually gained health in that transaction. I had nothing for it, and I knew he could just like pursuit trap me, so I just wanted to get an energy ball off and get some damage off on this thing. At this point, I'm just like, okay, I can't win, probably. How do I make my loss as painless as possible? So I switch out into Kaiju here, knowing that I can most likely live any hit this Absol has to offer, and I can just destroy it. And we do. It works out in our favor. I don't necessarily know what happened. Like, I don't know what move he went for, because the Absol should have outsped me unless it just didn't have speed investment, which could be the case, because I'm max speed Jolly Tyranitar. That way I had a chance, not a chance, I 100% outsped anything but Scarf Primarina. I know that I could switch here, but realistically Tyranitar is on its last leg. I stayed in. We eat the Mach Punch. His entire team outspeeds Tyranitar at this point, I'm pretty sure. This thing with Mach Punch, obviously, like, it didn't outspeed me in a standard way, but obviously with Mach Punch it did. So Tyranitar is pretty useless. So we go out and debate, and I mean, basically the rest of the game is me trying to kill one more Pokemon and not get 3-0'd. And that's really, like, I'm just, you know, spoiler, there's no big comeback here. There was no chance at a big comeback. I mean, obviously I could have, like, here I could have clicked Toxic, but what good does it do? Like, the Toxic is not going to catch up to the poison damage in time, right? I could have clicked Sludge Bomb. I think I had Sludge Bomb on this because I just kept, in my head, I kept seeing like 30% chance to poison. I kept seeing that as like more valuable than 5% extra damage. So he's going to bring in his Mega Latias. It's going to eat up any hit I have to dish out to it, and then some. It also, we know it has some type of recovery just because it's a Mega Latias. We're gonna stay in. It's gonna recover. It's gonna already show us the recovery move, and at this point, I think I messaged John. I was like, hey man, good game. This team was not really something I would draft. I wasn't super comfortable with it. And he was actually really kind about everything. He was like, you know, don't let this get you down. You came in last minute. We had to rush the battle. It was really late at night. It's not a team you drafted. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Thanks, man. Kind words mean a lot. So if you haven't seen the writing on the wall at this point, we're going to lose this one, and it's going to be a 3-0. I tried for the next few turns. I tried to make something drop. I was like, all right, maybe he'll misclick here. Not necessarily like misclick, but like maybe he'll click an attack thinking it'll knock this Pokemon out, and then it doesn't. Maybe he'll let the poison damage rack up and I can bring the Tangrowth in and actually kill this thing with knockoff somehow. It just didn't work out in my favor. Like I said, I super messed up when I didn't bring removal. I think removal is really important. I didn't isolate the fact that he had Toxic Spikes accessible on his team. Like, I knew he had Spikes and Stealth Rock, and I don't know why that alone wasn't enough. To be fair, the team I inherited only had 3 removers. Volcanion is one, and I don't count that as a remover. The other one was Gligar, which I should have brought this battle. I can admit that now. Gligar should have come. It could have set up. It could have had, what is even the move? Defog. It could have been bulky. It could have taken hits from things. Like, I should have brought the Gligar. And the other one was Togetic, which to me is just like, all right, so this Pokemon's also not a good remover. I don't like my removers to be weak to Stealth Rocks, because then just to get in and remove them, you take 25%. I don't like that. So anyways, if you've been listening to me ramble and not watching, we died. And then this is going to be a 3-0 in the favor of John and the New Orleans Pelippers. It was a really fun game. I was having fun because in my head, I was just like, okay, I can do this. We got it. We're gonna put this mathematical equation and it's gonna work out. It just didn't work out that way. It was still fun though. And that being said, we are 0-1 in the NPA, which is not how I wanted to start off, but at the same time, we get an entirely new team for week 2. It's not really entirely new, but like I said, we changed 6 members. If you're not already subscribed to John, aka Pokemon, go ahead and go on over there and show him a little of that hashtag Color Crew love. He's been really kind about everything. He's been a good resource to talk to as well. We've chatted a little bit, and he's just been a really upstanding guy. I think I even told him that the other day. I was like, hey, you're an upstanding guy. So go on over, subscribe. If you liked this video, leave a like on it because it would let me know that you liked it. Also, if you want to talk to me, comments are right down there. You can tell me how bad I played. I won't even argue with you. You can tell me something I did that was good. For every one thing you tell me I did that was good, I'll cry one happy tear. I promise. I'll respond to comments for like the next 2 days or so. After that, I don't know. I think people are lost after that. But I will do it for 2 days. Bet money. Who am I? Okay, so really though, if you're new here, please go ahead and consider clicking that sub button and subscribe. It would mean the absolute most to me, and it would help me get views on YouTube, and we could be friends. That's always a plus. All right, so in closing, my name is In Vivid Color. We're 0-1. I'm pretty much done here. If you want to answer a question of the day, then tell me what play of mine was the worst, or which one was the best. And if you compliment me, it just equals happy tears. All right, I gotta go. Bye.
So tell me something, anything but nothing.